You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. One man is dead following a road rage incident Monday afternoon in Schuylkill County. According to police, 2 vehicles stopped along Route 61 in West Brunswick Township around 2 p.m. When both men exited their vehicles, 38-year-old George Marsison was allegedly stabbed to death by 29-year-old Tamir Whitted of Pottsville. Marsison was pronounced dead at the scene by a Schuylkill County deputy coroner. Whitted allegedly fled the scene, but was pulled over just a few miles up the road by Wilkes-Barre police. He was taken into custody and charged with first-degree murder, third-degree murder, and aggravated assault, among other charges. The one-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine was put on hold in Pennsylvania until at least next week. WYLN's Julie Stefanovic has the details about today's decision.
The Pennsylvania Department of Health notified all COVID-19 vaccine providers today to pause administering doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine until at least April 20th.
We understand that this announcement may be challenging for those who are looking to get vaccinated, as well as those who have already received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. However, I want to emphasize that this action highlights the federal process which monitors the safety and the effectiveness of the COVID-19 vaccines, which is working.
The CDC and FDA are currently investigating cases of unusual blood clots that occurred in 6 people after receiving the one-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine. The agencies recommended pausing the use of the vaccine out of an abundance of caution. The clots occurred in 6 women within 6 to 13 days after they received the vaccine. 1 woman died and another is in critical condition.
All 6 of the cases occurred in women between the ages of 18 and 48. Preliminary information indicates that none of these 6 cases occurred in Pennsylvania. However, we are awaiting confirmation from the CDC on that point.
Health officials urge people already given the shot to seek medical help if they experience headaches, shortness of breath, and leg or abdominal pains.
Well, from the information that's been available, that's been coming out today, it seems like these 6 cases occurred within 2 weeks of the J&J vaccine. The people who have been vaccinated well past that time, we haven't seen those cases. So there shouldn't be worry for people who have been vaccinated more than that time. And if it's been less than 2 weeks and those severe symptoms do occur, they should seek their healthcare provider.
Though the clots are extremely rare, it's best to get checked out and err on the side of caution.
To date, 6.8 million Americans have received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. That means that 1 in a million people receiving this vaccine have been affected by this issue.
The FDA launched an investigation and the CDC's advisory committee is set to meet on Wednesday. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovic.
Thank you, Julie. A Wilkes-Barre man's facing child endangerment charges for allegedly abusing a boy over an extended period of time. The victim escaped from his home by jumping out of a second-story window on Woodside Drive over the weekend. He told police that 31-year-old Elvis Justiniano Noba had been abusing him for years. He claimed that Noba would assault him, then lock him in his bedroom for days. Noba was charged with endangering the welfare of children, false imprisonment, simple assault, harassment, and disorderly conduct. He was taken to Luzerne County Prison for lack of $10,000 bail. A man already behind bars in Luzerne County is facing additional charges after allegedly attempting to hire a hitman to eliminate a confidential informant and 2 county detectives. 27-year-old William James Lynn was arrested last October on drug trafficking charges. Lynn's cellmate told state police last month that Lynn had been talking about hiring a hitman to kill the trio. When authorities went undercover, Lynn made contact with a purported hitman. Lynn later sent his girlfriend, Samantha Loney, to meet with the undercover trooper. She was detained when she was found in possession of a pistol and cash and is currently free on bail. Meanwhile, Lynn was charged with solicitation to commit murder, conspiracy to commit murder, criminal use of a communication facility, and witness intimidation. Residents in Freeland are being advised to boil their water until further notice. The Freeland Municipal Authority reported a water leak earlier today and began emergency repairs. People should not drink the water without boiling it for at least a minute and then allowing it to cool. Boiled or bottled water should also be used for brushing teeth, washing dishes, and food prep. Residents will be informed by the authority once the water boil advisory is lifted. Lehigh Valley Health Network opened up vaccine appointments to everyone ages 16 and up today. People with a MyLVHN account can log in and schedule from there, which also happens to be the fastest and easiest way to schedule. People without an account can visit lvhn.org/appointment and follow the directions. You can also call 833-LVHN-CVD Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. However, you may be put on hold for a while. Appointments are on a first-come, first-served basis, so visit lvhn.org/vaccines for all the latest information. LVPG Internal Medicine in Weatherly received a gift today, courtesy of a Troop 007 Tiger Scout. Wyln's Philip Kaufman has the story.
We're here at LVPG Internal Medicine in Weatherly with Troop 007's Tiger Scout, Tucker Gilbert, as he gives back to those who have given so much during the pandemic.
I just wanted to say that I was very proud of my son for doing it and getting a hold of who he needed to work on it. And we first started back in October, November with the canned food drive with Scouts. And one of the projects was the duty to God and to do things for your community. So we were talking one day after the food drive of what you wanted to do. And he said that he wanted to give back to the community. Why would you want to give to the community? What did they do?
They help people.
They help people. So he picked our very own clinic here in town that he wanted to give back to them. So we were going to do the bench, and he had an idea about coming up with a bench so they could. Why? What did you want to give them the bench for?
To come outside and get fresh air.
To come outside on a day when they're stuck inside, especially with COVID, under the masks, and get some fresh air, have their lunch, right? So we got a hold of CCTI and Jim Thorpe, and the students actually down in carpentry, they put the bench together for us. We just picked it up and brought it up to deliver and donate it.
The efforts of this scout have made Troop 007 of Weatherly extremely proud.
This is totally awesome that a young scout is wanting to be a community service member, and I think it's just totally cool that he is promoting scouts the way he is, and he's acting like a true, loyal, kind, brave, helpful scout.
The design and assistance with the creation of the bench came from Carbon Career Center and Technical Institute in Jim Thorpe. Tucker was happy to show us its folding feature, and this act of generosity was not lost on the staff of the clinic.
We are extremely thankful for everybody, especially Tucker, who must have had a fantastic time putting this project together. Extremely heartwarming. Very few good things have happened in the last year, and this is such an honor to see a first grader do this project and donate it to the community. It's fantastic. I love every bit of it.
The bench and picnic table is now set to allow for the staff to take breaks outside and enjoy the beautiful weather.
Oh, it's going to be wonderful, and it's going to be used a lot, especially on days like this when it's beautiful for our breaks, our lunch, and then just in general. I think it's going to be wonderful.
Well done, Tucker. It's an awesome bench and an awesome gift. Reporting in Weatherly for Wyln News, I'm Philip Kaufman.
Thank you, Phil. Coming up on Wyln News, a not guilty plea and a COVID cancellation, plus how Crestwood boys basketball used Zoom meetings to prep for the upcoming season. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
It's partly cloudy out here.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet trap and sporting clay fields are professionally designed and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-455-4251 extension 1378 for more information.
Hi, I'm Marty Burns, host of a new show here on WYLN, Let's Talk Sports. We're going to talk between our basketball and football seasons. We're going to talk to coaches, guests about past seasons, events coming up, different types of things sports related. It's all going to be here on Let's Talk Sports, and you'll be able to see it here on WYLN.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander Greater Haven. You want cars? We got them. We have the largest selection of pre-owned cars in the area. We have over 160 cars on the ground. Plus, if you're looking to trade your car, if you want to get rid of the payments, it will never be worth more than it is now. Whether it is a Ram, a Chevy, a Mazda, a Dodge, a Chrysler. Guys, we will give you top dollar. Your car will never be worth more than it is right now. So don't waste your time. Get down to Blaze Alexander Greater Haven and see where we take those deals. The other guys won't.
A Swayersville woman who allegedly filmed videos inside the Capitol back on January 6th entered a not guilty plea last week in the case against her. Court records show that Annie Howell entered a not guilty plea in the 5 counts against her April 7th in federal court in D.C. Howell was charged back in March after the FBI said 3 witnesses and an anonymous tipster reported seeing videos that Howell allegedly took while with rioters inside the Capitol and shared to her Facebook page. She's due back on June 7th for a status conference, but is ordered to stay out of Washington, D.C. otherwise. Girardville won't be getting their St. Patty's on this year after all. The Girardville Parade was originally scheduled to be held March 27th and was then pushed to September like some of the other parades in our viewing area. However, sadly, the committee announced Monday that the parade's just officially off altogether. WYLN's all-time OT hero Marty Burns was drafted to the news for the in-depth analysis of what's happening on and off-season across our viewing area. This week, he's chatting with Crestwood boys basketball coach Mark Atherton. So, let's talk sports. Here's part 2.
With the technology, basing a lot of what you wanted to get done on technology, was there any issues with that?
Not really. I mean, it was, again, I'm good at delegating, so each coach had something they had to bring to the table, and we had our guys, they would go and they'd research last season, some mistakes that we'd make defensively, some things that we would offensively, some cuts, maybe it was the passing, little things that we missed. And they did a great job, and they were showing the kids, like, this is a way we could run our offense more efficiently. This is a way we could be better at our defense. So we would do that, and we call that Chalk Talk. And we also had each one of our coaches would take 1 day a week, or 1 day during the week, so it'd be three periods. We would do a weightlifting session, so it was a body weight. So I thought we really prepared the best we possibly could, but knowing we weren't in the gym, where it's the ultimate preparation.
Coming up on Hometown's News Choice, we talk drunk driving on this Trooper Talk Tuesday in Community and You. Plus, part 2 of SAFE leading the way into Autism Acceptance Month. Stay with us.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice,
everyday low prices,
plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
We all need a midweek pick-me-up, and WYLN TV 35 is your home for good news on Wednesdays. Catch our brand new special feature Wednesdays on WYLN News and post it on WYLN News Facebook page. Plus, all our good news stories will also be printed in the WYLN TV Pennies Classified Good News Bulletin, distributed throughout the community and digitally on our website. If you have good news to share, contact us to be featured in our special Good News edition. Good events, good people, good jobs, all good news.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Welcome to our Trooper Talk Tuesday on WYLN. I'm Philip Kaufman, and we're joined as always by State Trooper Anthony Petrosky. Welcome.
Good to be here.
Folks, it's that time of the year where we're going to be going outside, we're going to be going out more, and especially we have a lot of restrictions that are being lessened in Pennsylvania. And so one of the things that's going to be happening is a lot of bars are going to be having access to providing alcoholic beverages without having to provide food. Now, with that, as always, comes the dangerous thing called drunk driving, which happens a lot, and we're going to be talking about the safety precautions, how you can prepare ahead to make sure that you are not in a drunk driving situation, and to make sure that you are a safe driver out there on the road, and get the help of your friends and plan ahead in those kind of situations. So, could you tell us a little bit about just the basics, the dangers of drunk driving? I think a lot of people kind of forget sometimes.
Yeah, and you know what, a lot of times people think, well, I can make it home, but what they don't realize is how selfish they're being, because they're not just putting themselves or anybody in their car at risk, they're putting anybody on the road at risk. It could just be somebody that picked their kid up from practice and was driving home, and now they're involved in a head-on crash. It's not worth it. It's not. I know it's been a long year for everybody. It's been a long winter. We've had tons of snow. Some of the restrictions are getting lifted where you can now get alcohol at bars. That's great, but we have to be responsible about this. And nowadays, when you have all these apps where you could just put your information in and somebody will pick you up at that location and take you home, it's too easy. It's too easy to avoid a DUI, because I can promise you this, we will be out there. The state police, we will be out there. We know the restrictions are getting lifted. We know there's going to be more people out. We want to make the roads safe. We're going to be out there watching. If we see signs of impairment, we see violations, we will make a traffic stop. And if you are under the influence of alcohol or a controlled substance, you will be arrested. It's not a secret. This is not a secret at all. We want people to know this because we want you to be responsible. We want you to go out and have a good time, but again, be responsible. Have that rotation within friends where, hey, this weekend you're the designated driver. Have those ride-sharing apps. They're too easy to use. They're cheap. If you have a group of people, you go in on it together, but it gets you where you're going to and from safely. And that's the important thing, because a DUI can ruin your life. It can ruin somebody else's life. They're very expensive. You could lose your driver's license. You now have a criminal record. It's not worth it. Plan ahead, be responsible. If you have money to go out and buy alcohol, I'm sure you have money to pay for a ride home safely. It's going to be a lot cheaper than getting a DUI.
That's a perfect point. And so, you know, if somebody unfortunately does take that risk and they're pulled over by a state police officer, what are they going to face? You know, sometimes I think people go, oh, it's a charge, but can you tell us a little bit about what comes with a DUI?
Yeah, well, first off, at the traffic stop, you'll be put through a field sobriety test. Or if we think you're under the influence of a controlled substance, we'll have a drug recognition expert come out and do different kinds of tests on you. If you are placed under arrest, you'll then go with us for a blood or breath test. The vehicle will be towed, so there's a tow bill right there. You'll then be taken to our barracks, so you'll be fingerprinted and photographed. Now you have a criminal history. And then from there, you could either go to jail for the night or you could be released to someone sober. And then you'll have court hearings. To go to these court hearings, you need an attorney. That costs money. You're going to be hit with fines. Depending on if it's your first, second, or third DUI, you might have license suspension. And these fines are not cheap. The average DUI is anywhere between $8,000 and $10,000 when it's all said and done. And that is a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Yeah. So trust me, it's not worth the aggravation. It's not worth the money. Plan ahead. It's entirely too easy.
All right, folks, you heard it here. Plan ahead. Make sure that if you're going to be going out celebrating the fact that we can be out a little bit more, we have a little bit more freedom and liberty, but with that comes responsibility as well. So make sure that you're planning ahead. Make sure that you're contacting friends, family, Taxi, Uber, Lyft. There's tons of them. I mean, he's not wrong. I don't think there's any situation where you're going to run into where you don't have an option of getting home and where you can't excuse yourself. But the problem is you really shouldn't be driving out there if you are having drinks. So be safe, be aware, and thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
And thank you, folks, for joining us here on Trooper Talk Tuesday on WYLN.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander Greater Hazel. You want cars? We got them. We have the largest selection of pre-owned cars in the area. We have over 160 cars on the ground. Plus, if you're looking to trade your car, if you want to get rid of the payments, it will never be worth more than it is now. Whether it is a Ram, a Chevy, a Mazda, a Dodge, a Chrysler. Guys, we will give you top dollar. Your car will never be worth more than it is right now. So don't waste your time. Get down to Blaze Alexander Greater Hazelton and see where we take those deals. The other guys won't.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Follow us on our weekly journeys through the backstories of those paving NEPA toward a better future.
Each night we'll dig a little deeper into the lives and goals of our local leaders. So stay tuned for the end of our news as we learn more of those leading the way. At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazelton. Everything to make your house a home.
What's on TV? Plenty. WYLN TV 35, the best in local programming.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Eileen Perchak's leading the way into Autism Acceptance Month for part 2 of this week's series.
And welcome back to this week's Leading the Way with Eileen Perchak from SAFE. So, can you tell us about, I know we discussed that's kind of how you led yourself to understanding and wanting to learn more about autism and getting involved. What led to the foundation, the organization leading into SAFE?
Well, I was looking for friends for my son, essentially is how it happened. Once Michael was diagnosed and we got all the services that we needed, speech, occupational, all of those, the big thing that was missing in his life was a friend. So I went looking for a support group, a social group for both myself and my son, and I found SAFE, and that was, 17, 18 years ago. So I became very active with SAFE. I volunteered, and I just became passionate about it because I met people there that were, going through the same struggles as I was. Our own Pat Gans from WYLN, she was a constant source of, comfort for me because, her son too. So I became involved that way. And after years of volunteering, the executive director had some health issues and needed to step down. And the board asked me to step in and take the executive director position. And that was, 6, 7 years ago. I don't even remember how long at this point. And it's just become a passion for me because I've gotten to see children that were my son's age now progress through, and I've seen it grow, and I've seen these kids make friends and maintain friendships. And so it still is my passion, and I love it.
All right, folks, check back tomorrow as Eileen continues leading the way into part 3 of this week's segment. Have a good night.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page or WYLNTV.com, where you can also find LVHN's real facts about COVID-19. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.